I mean, Cars, it starts off as kind of like how can I say, like, it's a kid's game, but at the same time, every adult has something they've done for like forever, even from when they was a kid. People start out with football, and they grow up and they go into the league and they do what they love. Card games, it's one of those things just been around because I just remember it didn't start off. I mean, my mom should always say I started out with Yu-Gi-Oh. It started off with Pokemon, and Pokemon was kind of like the prequel to it all. It had some Pokemon cards. It was like, yo, you get the foils. You're like, yo, this is crazy. Then when they started adding on, all these different types, card would come like black on the front and be shiny and you be smiling. You'd be like, yeah, that's it. But, Pokemon was the prequel. But when it came to Yu-Gi-Oh, it was like something different. It was just like a different card art. It wasn't like everything was in the show because, Pokemon, you just look at the show and you see it. But with Yu-Gi-Oh, I remember the first time I saw Yu-Gi-Oh, I saw it on a commercial because, before there was before internet, you had Saturday morning cartoons. That was the catch up. That's how you knew what was going on in the world. So I saw Yu-Gi-Oh, and I remember it because I went outside that same day and I saw the little dude, he's in the neighborhood. His name was Scooter. And he had Yu-Gi-Oh cards and everybody was on the Pokemon cards. You behind on something, you got to catch up. So we went over, Scooter showed us all of them. He was like, yeah, if you want to trade some Pokemon cards for Yu-Gi-Oh cards, that's cool. So what I did was like, all right, I got a pretty decent stack of cards. I'm like, all right, I'll take a few of them. And the one card that stood out to me is because we was always like, yeah, the most powerful cards was what you needed to have. It was this one card. It was just Wing Weaver. And card today is worth not even the paper that it's printed on. It's worth nothing. It doesn't even matter. It's just Wing Weaver. It was strong. That was just all I remember. Not, when I had that card, I kept it for like 2-3 years. And I had accidentally lost it. Even now, when I see Wing Weaver, I'll just pick it up, throw it in my stack of cards, and keep it rolling. I mean, it's just something that I just loved. And, I never really lost the love for it. So when I got to like middle school, I played it again, and I stopped for a while. In 10th grade year of high school, I was in drafting class, engineering, and two guys that I know when they're playing Yu-Gi-Oh, and I was just like, yo, they playing Yu-Gi-Oh, and I had nothing to do because I was already ahead on everything I needed to do. So I'm sitting over here, and they're like, yeah, man, we've been playing forever, and so I was like, cool, let me just go make me a deck real fast, and come back, we're gonna play. So it started out as just like every day for that one block, and then next thing I know, my junior year, I'm bringing in stacks of cards. I got everything. I done spent a little bit of money here and there on the cards. Started doing it up more often, and started building up a reputation for it. And that's what people knew me for. Senior year, I was banned from chess club because it's kind of crazy how I was banned from chess club. It was because when I came through with Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and they knew exactly what I was there for. A guy was like, "Look, you can't come to chess club." And then he took that back, and he was like, "I want you to come by every other week for chess club." And I was like, "Why every other week?" And he was like, "Well, since you were there, people started coming, and we started getting more people in chess club." He's like, "When you left, we didn't have anybody." And the thing is he had a conversation with me, and he was like, "Why do people play this game?" And I was like, "You can compare it to chess in a different way." And he was like, "The way that you imagine moves is the same way that we imagine turns in Yu-Gi-Oh. So you kind of play it, and progressively it's the same thing. It's just everything stands for a different thing. The name of the game is basically chess, but with pictures." And when I explained it that way, he was like, "I'm a little more intrigued." So we kind of worked that out. And so I'd show up, bring a whole bunch of people. And then he just like, yeah, and he had his stipulations and I had mine. So in turn, it just kind of like turned into a half and half. People come and play chess. And after a while, the whole rest of the time, you can play Yu-Gi-Oh as much as you want to. Nothing going to be held against you. And after senior year, started playing in tournaments. One of the craziest things was I played in a 100-man tournament, single elimination, and came out on top. Random guy, nobody knew me that was there. It was at Imaginon, nobody knew me. I was the one random guy. Apparently, one of the guys that was running it, I played him, and he was like, I didn't win that match, but he was like, if you don't win this tournament, you got some problems. He was like, if you don't win this tournament, he's like, for you to get me this far, he's like, you got some problems. And, I won that tournament. He gave me my props. And, after that, I kind of noticed, I was like, I'm not like garbage at this game. I'm actually pretty good. And so that's how I kind of just started going around and finding places in Charlotte to play card games, that meet new people, making new friends. And now it's kind of like to the point where I've done everything and I understand the language, the lingo, how things work. And now I'm just kind of like, more or less, I'm for it. I'm in it for the love of the game, but I also want to make a profit from it. You do what you love. I just kind of want to give people that fair prices. I understand how it is. Times are hard. You got things to pay for. But still, at the end of the day, you're gonna spend some money on your hobby. You're gonna do it. So I just want to do that. Nobody really gave me too much of a choice outside of use a little bit of money here and there to get my stuff. And now it's kind of like, why don't I just help people out? Just kind of do everything on an affordable scale. Because sometimes this game can get out of hand as far as on price. So I just want to take what I know and how I can do it to profit myself, but also not kind of like take everybody's money for it. That's just all it is. All right.